Well, hello there. This is Raven, and welcome to another episode. Here today, we're gonna talk about a brand new tag team that was showed up just 4 hours ago, maybe less, and we're gonna talk about Gengar MIMIKYU GX. Like I'm gonna look here because I have all the details about it. We got a Japanese card, so let us look at the card. This is how the card looks. Like this. This is how the card looks like. We've got a Gengar MIMIKYU GX tag team, 240 HP. Is it a lot? Well, it's not. Is it good that it has only 240? It is definitely not, but the cost of the attacks is super small, and of course, the cost of the retreat is too. So, I understand why they went this route, but at the same time, you see, you've got three prize cards that are going to be taken. So, there is a little bit of downside about that. Like, the full video about all the tag teams is going to come soon. Don't worry about it, because they are really important, and I don't think they're going to see a lot of play when they're going to come up, but let's just talk about this one. So let's look at his first attack. Like, you cannot read Japanese, so in front of me I have the translation. So first attack is 2 psychic, which is called Poltergeist. It's 50 times damage, that's what it says, and your opponent reveals their hand. This attack does 50 damage times the amount of trainer cards you find there. Okay, so in the best case scenario on turn 2, maybe sometimes with Malamar, no, not even on turn 1. So turn 2, you can deal even up to 200 damage. 250? I'm not sure. If you're gonna deal 100, I'm gonna be surprised. Especially in card meta when we've got a Grand Ball, we got loads of decks that don't actually have a lot of cards in hand and don't utilize that, right? Like, normally right now you have maybe some cards in hand, but majority of those are either energy cards or some Pokemons. When you have trainers, you usually use them, right? So I don't think this is gonna see this attack see a lot of play. Probably this is the card that you put out as your basic turn 1, 2, 3 up to 5th turn. You attack, you do the damage because those first turns everyone has the tools, they have the trainers. Maybe you get those KOs, maybe it's getting damaged. Acerola back to your hand, and you never play it again because you don't want to lose 3 prize cards. But who knows? Like, I was wrong about a few cards from Lost Thunder, so maybe this one will see some play. Maybe it's gonna be in some Malamar versions of a deck. Maybe, but I really don't think so. Again, a second attack, the GX move, because the GX is Psychic plus. Like, all those tag teams have energy plus something. And this is, like, you cannot read Japanese. This is called Horror House GX. Okay, sounds great, but what does it actually do? It says your opponent can't play any cards from their hand during their next turn. This is pretty powerful, and if you can pull this off, and of course, if you can pull this off turn 1, like if you're going second and you're gonna use a GX move and your opponent only has 1 basic, this is super powerful. So as I said, you see, like, everything is lining up. Like, this is a card that is going to be good at those first few turns of the game. Then you want to Acerola it and back to your hand, but there's more text to that. So let's read. If this Pokemon has at least 1 extra Psychic type energy attached to it, that's why the plus. In addition to this attack's cost, each player draws cards until they have 7 cards in their hand. Okay, this is super cool if you're gonna attack turn 1, if you want to use this specific move turn 1, or when you're going second, even turn 2. You play all your cards. You cannot use another Cynthia, you cannot use Acerola, you cannot use anything else, but you get like only 1 card in your hand. Use a GX. You disrupt your opponent with like for their next turn, and you still have the new fresh hand. Of course, they probably downside of that, they're gonna draw to 7 as well, so you don't want to use them when they have only 1 card in their hand. You want to use that later. when they have more, or you want to use it really fast when they have all the 5 cards in their hand, and prevent them of playing anything else, because they cannot play anything on a bench, they cannot play trainers, they cannot play items, tools, supporters, they cannot play anything. So I don't know, like out of all those tag teams, and I know it's a bold statement, but I think out of all those tag teams that we saw to this point, so Venusaur, like Celebi, this is the new one as well. I'm gonna do a video tomorrow on that. We've got Kyurem, we've got Wailord. I think this one might see, like, I'm not sure, but it might see some play. I think the value of this card might go up, but this is the card that's only good for first few turns. Like 240 HP is so low. Like Gardevoir GX have 230, and you don't really want to lose 3 prize cards when you can only lose 2 with Gardevoir or Necrozma in this deck. But if you can play this card turn, let's say even turn 3, GX move, prevent all the damage, you kind of know that they're gonna have some trainers, so those 2 psychic energies, turn 2, they cannot play anything, bam, you KO, and you hope to win the game super fast. So this is aggro card, this is super aggressive card. I think it's gonna be the card that will make psychic decks even more aggressive, or this is gonna be on more aggressive side of the deck. But is it gonna actually be in a competitive scene? That is hard to tell. Like this is super hard to tell. Definitely after release, we're gonna see some people experimenting with that. Definitely I'm gonna experiment with that inside certain decks, certain aggro decks, because I do love aggressive decks, I do love a fast deck, and this is the card that can have a really fast setup. And the preventing of playing any cards, the prevention of that might stop, let's say, even Zoroark control right now. Any control like that can discard the energy, from the tag teams. I think this is the tag team that might see that play. Altar of the Moon, you can retreat it for free, definitely works here. So it's the first tag team that has only 2 retreat cost, fantastic, and the attack that actually you don't have to build up for millions of turns and then get Mimikyu GX it back to your deck, or get rid of the whole energy, or Sylveon play will take it back to your hand. So is it gonna see a lot of play? It's hard to tell. Probably it's gonna be Brood. Like out of all those that we've seen right now, it's gonna be Brood. This is gonna be the one that's gonna be probably right there in the price point. Like maybe probably they're gonna do some better ones, and they're waiting for like closer to February to reveal them. But as you can see, the closer we get to February, the better the GX tag teams are. So I'm really happy that we're seeing Gengar, that we're seeing Mimikyu. That's a good combo, and yeah, let's hope for better tag teams, because 3 prize card, that is a huge downside. So yeah, that's amazing tag team. That we'll see. Well, we'll see. I have so much mixed feelings about those. I have so many mixed feelings about those tag teams. But I think out of all of those, this might be the one that will be probably in certain tier 2 decks that are gonna try to be aggressive. I don't see this card being in a championship deck. Maybe next year, not this season, maybe next season, when when the actual GXs rotate out and we're gonna see less and less GXs in the format. Maybe those. So this is the card to like actually look after, when you're gonna get it in February. And if you can get those tag teams cheap, I would hold to them until later in the next season. So thank you guys so much. If you want more videos like that, it's the first time we're doing video like that. If you want more videos like that, leave a comment down there below, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys live on Twitch, Ravenclaw. And if you want to have 5% discount, there's a link down there below, 5% discount, any code on PTCGO. Thank you so much. Raven loves ya. Bye.